blanket to take some bookstagram photos, and my dog said, I would love to lay on the blanket. Miss Bindi. Miss Bindi. I kind of need the blanket. I need it. You gonna lick the camera?
Nothing for such a long time that Pearl wasn't sure if she'd preferred. After a long pause, Mia turned around, paintbrush in hand. And to Pearl's amazement, her mother's eyes were wet. Could her mother be crying? Her unflappable, redoubtable, indomitable mother, whom she had never seen cry, not when the rabbit had broken down by the side of the road, and a man in a blue pickup had stopped as if to help, taken Mia's purse and driven away.
How dare you record me as I sleep. Guess who just got groomed? It's this girl, and she's wearing her little holiday sweater because she don't have no fur anymore. Oh my god, that is the cutest thing ever. Okay, thank you. Who wants to do an unboxing? If you watched my last vlog, then you know I made that order of some Hunger Games books, and now they finally came, so let's open them and see how beautiful they are. Also, this box, I'm a little suspect of her condition. Like, basically open. That's disgusting. Oh my god, look at them. Oh my god. We got the first book, the second book, and book 3, which I think is probably the prettiest. Oh my god, it's just so, oh my god, these are gorgeous. These were totally worth almost $40. Hell yeah. Hello, Bikini Bottom. So for the past couple days, I have been reading Little Fires Everywhere by Celesting, and I just finished it. This book was absolutely incredible. I think I finished it so quickly because one, it wasn't that long of an audiobook, but also because it was just so freaking good. I'm not sure how to describe this book just because the way it unravels itself is so interesting to find out as you're reading. I'm filming a vlog clip, hold on. It's Whitney. She loves to interrupt my vlog. It follows basically two families. One is this, I guess, rich family, and they live in this suburb where everything is like particular and nice and orderly, whatever. And then there's this other family, this mother and daughter, who they sublet one of their houses that they own, because they own 2 houses, rich people. And it follows them, and at the very beginning of the novel, the rich people's house is on fire, and we're like, what the heck? And the story goes on from there, and I think the way it unravels is just so interesting to find out on yourself, to find out by yourself. The writing, oh, 5 stars, beautiful, love it. Celesting just has this way of writing that she weaves things in so well, and it's just so seamless, and you're sitting there reading it or listening to it if you're me. That's a mood. But she just writes so well, it's so subtle, and then you're sitting there reading and you're just like, damn, she just did that. And like, it's not like shocking because she's set it up so perfectly, but at the same time you're like, wow.
Why am I crying?
Exactly. I absolutely love the characters. They are all so unique and complex, and it also has this really interesting take on someone who thinks they're a good person and does all these good things that they think are good and therefore good, but really they're not quite as good as they seem because they don't see outside of different perspectives, and they don't try to understand. They just think they're right because they're good, you know?
We love Republicans.
The thing is though, they're like, we're liberals, we love people of color, and it's just like, bitch, but really? So yeah, it was absolutely amazing. 5 stars, as I'm sure you can tell by me rambling. Bindi, are we walking in the snow? Yes, we are. Bindi has her sweater on. She's looking so cute. And it's just a snowy November day. A nice meal. And a nice Jenna Marbles video. So I don't know if you noticed, but I try with my videos to do a like sit downy sort of video and then a vlog every other, you know, time, so that it switches off in case you don't like reading vlogs, then you can watch a normal video, or if you only like reading vlogs, then you have reading vlogs. You get it. But the video I'm filming for this upcoming Monday is more of a vlog style type. It's already up by this point, so go check it out if you haven't. It's like a Twitter controls my reading / life. So it's kind of confusing updating, you know, this vlog and then updating that video. It feels very similar even though they're 2 different videos. I don't think you really needed to know all that, but I just wanted to update and say I'm currently reading Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. I'm a little less than halfway through right now. I'm on page 140. 40, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it's one of those books that it might be annoying to say this, but it's better to go in blind, and that's definitely how I feel about this. I basically went in blind. It's just really interesting to see how everything plays out in the beginning. I will say that the middle section hasn't been as engrossing as the first part, but I am still enjoying it.
3 hours later.
So hello again. I have now finished Neverworld Wake. It was such a strange but interesting world. It so easily could have been the most confusing thing ever, but the way that Marisha Pestle wrote it was just so well done that I never felt confused. I really didn't want to put this book down. This is the first book I've read in a while that I've actually read physically instead of listening to, and I just kept wanting to read it. I was always so engrossed. It was so captivating. It's like a mystery but also sci-fi. It just really bends so many genres, and on top of explaining this world so well, it's just written so beautifully. There were so many lines that I was just like, oof. The message that this leaves about life and what we do with it is just really touching and haunting and beautiful and magical. Hauntingly magical is something that I wrote in my Goodreads review about this. I think that's the best way to describe this book. The only thing that puts it down is that I just felt like there was something missing, and I really can't put my finger on what that something is, but I was just left with wanting a bit more of something. I don't know if it was the reveal or the way things came together, or maybe I just wanted more time with these characters. I don't know, but there was just something that just didn't feel entirely complete to me. It's not a major issue that I have, and it's probably just a personal thing. Regardless, I did still really enjoy this, and I would recommend it. I gave it 4 stars. Tonight, I'm having a very nutritious dinner. We have garlic bread, buttered bread, and grapes. Balanced, nutritious, amazing. We stay on. Hello. I don't remember the last time I updated you because, like I said, I was filming that video that was kind of vloggy-ish, but she's done now, so that went up today, so no more confusion. Yesterday, I started, and tonight I finished The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. I really enjoyed this. It was a really fast read. It's like under 300 pages. I say read, but I listened to it on audiobook, and it has one of my favorite narrators. Give this one 4 stars. I loved the characters so much and the way that they were developed. The first half of the novel, I would say, focuses on that. We get a lot of background details, and it just slowly and wonderfully leads up to where these characters are now. I thought it was just so dark, so delicious. My problem is that the pacing was really off in the second half of the novel, because once the action starts, it just goes so much faster and it doesn't really flow with the first half of the novel. And like I said, it's pretty short, so it could have been longer. The action scenes could have been drawn out a little more, or just written a little differently. I did really enjoy this though. I can't compare it to Frankenstein because I never read Frankenstein. Drag me. There were some like plot reveals that I would find pretty easy to guess, and I wasn't sure if it's because I have, you know, some kind of background of Frankenstein in my head, even though I haven't read it and I don't know all the details. We obviously all know the broader aspects of it. So there were some things where I was like, is that just really obviously done and not supposed to be obvious, or what? So I definitely would like to read Frankenstein at some point, and then I'll be able to have a grasp of how this retelling compares to its original. But yeah, I read this book because I read the Conqueror Saga this year and fell in love with it and fell in love with the characters. So I think Kirsten White has established that she is going to be writing characters that I really enjoy. So I will be continuing to read her books as they come out. I know her next one takes place in the Buffy the Vampire universe. I never watched that show, although I've heard great things about it. So if anyone has read that or knows anything about it and can tell me whether you need to have watched Buffy to read that, please let me know, because if you don't have to watch Buffy to read that, I will read it.
And my bones are aching in a way that makes me miss my bed. Makes me miss the idea.
Today was Thanksgiving. Ate a whole lot of good food. The past couple days I have been listening to Sadie by Courtney Summers on audiobook, and tonight I finished it. I don't think I would have read this book if it wasn't for like everybody hyping it up. So it was good that there was hype, otherwise I wouldn't have read it. But also I do think the hype kind of took away from it a little bit. It just didn't quite meet the expectations that I had based on everyone screaming about it in the way that they were. But it was still really good, and trigger warning for sexual assault. That is a big theme of the story. It was very raw, very real. Its chapters flip back and forth between Sadie, our main character's narration, and then this podcast that was actually made about her story. And that was just a really cool way to write the book. I think it showed us points of views that we couldn't have obviously had if we were only following Sadie's narration. The audiobook was especially a very entertaining way to consume the story. I'm sure if you've heard about this, you've probably heard about the audiobook, but it is full cast, and it makes the podcast parts just sound really cool because you get to hear the podcast's little theme song, and you get to hear the difference of the guy's voice as it was recorded in the studio versus phone interviews and things like that. And it was just a really, really cool audiobook, so I recommend listening to it if you can. Like I said, I do think the hype took a little bit away. There was just something that I was like, this is good, but not like 5-star good. And then the ending is very vague, and there's part of that vagueness that I like, and there's part of it that I don't, because it just leaves one too many unanswered questions. I can't exactly say which part of the vagueness I liked and which part I didn't, because obviously that would be a spoiler. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Also, I don't think I ever mentioned this, but on Tuesday, I went and saw Bohemian Rhapsody finally with my mom, because my mom really wanted to see it, and it's so rare that she wants to see a movie. But she is a huge Queen fan. She's a huge Freddie Mercury fan, and she's the reason that I got into Queen long time ago. I grew up listening to Queen because of my mom, and so it was super special to go see it with her. And it was an excellent film. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend. And one cone dog, because she could not stop scratching. And that is for the tree. It's not a blanket for you.
That's
Look at all those ornaments. It's a new day, it's a new book read. Today I started Whichwood by Tahira Mafi on audio, and I actually finished it tonight. I think it was this summer that I listened to Furthermore on audiobook as well, and so I knew that going into this, since it had the same audiobook narrator and it's told in the same storytelling manner, I knew because of that I wanted to listen to it, because it's really like being told a story, and it's fantastic. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I didn't like it as much as Furthermore, mostly because there was just something about the plot of this one that felt like it was missing something. The premise alone, I thought I would actually like it more than Furthermore, because it's about this girl who washes dead bodies for a living, and she has powers that allows her to interact with the dead. So in that way it's pretty dark, but the way that it's just told in this lighthearted way really takes away from that, not as a bad way, but as a, you know, gearing this up for children since it is middle grade. This is supposed to be a companion to Furthermore, but it feels more like a sequel, and I really feel that if you're gonna read this one, you should read Furthermore first. I do think the writing was gorgeous, of course. Like I said, I really enjoyed Laylee, that is our main character's power, and just what she did, and just the sort of creepy coolness of it all. And I really liked the message of this one. As always, we love a good moral story when it comes to children's literature. It was just something with the plot of this one that I kind of wanted a little more. I wanted a little more depth. I hate saying that word out loud because I can never depth. 3.5 stars. Really got through this one fast though, obviously. So if you're interested in a really good audiobook, fun little tale, Whichwood just might be for you, buddy. Look at all the snow! Yes! We're not going for a walk, we're just playing. Look at all this snow, and we're only supposed to get more. Blizzard, baby!
Yes, of course I am busy, but only because you inspired me.
Back in the same old update spot. So I just finished The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And yeah, everyone was right. This book is freaking amazing. I was interested in this because 1, everyone says it's amazing. And 2, I love anything to do with the film industry. So an actress telling all of her secrets and her life story, just let me eat that for dinner. And it was so good. It honestly felt so realistic that I had to remind myself that Evelyn is not a real person. I can't go and watch these movies. It was just so captivating. I never wanted to stop reading. I was absolutely 100% absorbed into Evelyn's story. It was so interesting, so heartbreaking. She's such an incredible badass character, but she's also very complex. We aren't just spoon-fed admiration. We see the good, we see the bad, we see the ugly, and you're left to decide how you feel about these characters. It's tackled a lot of topics like homophobia, bi-erasure, abuse, sexism, racism, which sounds like a lot, but it's not too heavy. It's just told in a very blunt fashion of that was the time that she was growing up and this is what she had to deal with and this is how she adapted to dealing with all of these things that were thrown at her. And seeing Monique, the journalist who is tasked with this job of writing down Evelyn's story, seeing her grow was so great because you saw how Evelyn and how she handled her situations influenced Monique to just kind of stand up for herself. It was just absolutely fantastic. One of my new favorite books of all time, I would say, because I just ate this book up. So yeah, if you're wondering if the hype is real on Evelyn Hugo, it's real. Obviously, I gave this 5 stars. So as it is Sunday, the end of the week, the end of this vlog, I'm going to wrap things up here so I can go edit this and get this up tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hopefully I don't die in this blizzard.